Rivalry week in the CFL sees Toronto head to Hamilton to take on the Tiger Cats this Friday at Tim Hortons Field. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Keys to the Game. Mike Hogan, Sean Bowen here with you as we get set for Toronto and Hamilton, a rivalry like no other in the CFL, Hoagie. But we got to go back to last week. What a crazy week in the CFL, and what a crazy night in Montreal as the Argos find a way to win despite battling penalty troubles. But the one thing that you wanted to talk about was a difference in offense from last year to this year and just the ways that they're getting done. And the one thing that you really wanted to mention was trust in the receivers and Chad Kelly and his trust.
Well, I mean, you look at the last, since Ricky Ray came here in 2012 and then Mac, it's been dink and dunk. It's been short stuff, whether it be Franklin, James Franklin was in there as well. There's always been a reliance upon short passing. Mm-hmm. This is an offense that's not afraid to go deep, and we see it statistically. Coxie is leading the league with 19 and a half yards per catch, roughly, and right at 19 flat is DeVaris Daniels. So you've got two guys who have become deep threats in terms of average per catch, which is something we wouldn't think about, having two guys in that situation before. And they've done that without getting away from the rushing game, which is still first in the league, 134 yards per game. A.J. Ouellette tied for the league with 77 plus per game and 4 touchdowns. Kelly with 4 touchdowns.
Season high for A.J. also on Monday as well in terms of rushing yards.
Yeah, so they're able to run the football but still take deep shots. Yeah. And they've only given up 4 sacks. They haven't turned the ball over on a fumble yet. They're a league low in turnovers. Everything offensively is just going like a charm right now, and they're averaging almost 40 points a game, which is crazy.
It is fun to see, and going back to Friday's game in Montreal, it's post game, it didn't feel like a win. And I think that's what separates this team from others, is that they know that they can get better and they're going to continue to get better. And what a test that we're going to see on Friday as you look at this Hamilton Tiger Cats team, starting the season off 0-3, have since won 2 in a row. Friday could have the potential of feeling like a playoff game. And also Hamilton starting a rookie quarterback. What's the key going into Friday's game?
Well, meet their intensity, first of all. Yeah. This is a playoff game for them. They're going to treat this like, hey, this team's undefeated. We don't like that. Mm-hmm. This team won the Grey Cup last year. We don't like that. This team kicked the crap out of us in week 1. We don't like that. This is an opportunity for the Ticats to make a statement. They've won 2 games in a row. They weren't exactly pristine. It was an ugly game against Edmonton. It was, not a pristine game against Ottawa either, but they found a way to win both of those games. Mm-hmm. And if they can stay close with the Argos, who knows what happens in the fourth quarter. And as well as, Mickey Donovan has the special teams playing here in Toronto, Jeff Reinbold is evil. And he will find something to do to throw a wrench, whether it's successful or not. Yeah. And in a close game, sometimes with the Ticats over the years, that's been enough to get them over the top. So if the Argos come out flat, and I don't think there's any way that they do, but if they can't match that level of intensity, all of a sudden there might be troubles in the hammer.
So my question for you is, in your years of expertise in covering this football team and watching the CFL, how challenging is it to go up against a quarterback that there is literally next to no tape to watch?
That's it. You can look at it from the other side. This is a guy who barely knows the Canadian Football League, and there are going to be challenges. We've seen that with basically every quarterback who's come to the league, not named Ricky Ray, who has struggled to a degree in their first year. Mm-hmm. This is new. This is not a first-year guy. This is a guy who came in the Edmonton game, threw a touchdown pass on his first throw. Yeah. But now a little bit more pressure. You've got the keys to the car now, totally. with both Schultz and Mitchell being injured. So we'll see what happens. I assume that Corey Mace is licking his chops, trying to figure out how many different looks he can give this guy. And he doesn't really have to go that deep because this guy hasn't seen a lot of looks in the CFL. So I'm curious to see what kind of game plan there is on Friday from a defensive standpoint, just to match the inexperience level of the new QB in Tigertown.
Expect Tim Hortons Field to be rocking Friday. Hoagie, you and Ben Grant, pregame show starting at 7 o'clock. You guys are going to be live on location, correct?
Yeah, we'll be in the Hammer, 4,000 miles away from the field, but we'll be there.
4,000 miles away. I know. That broadcast booth is something else for you guys. You can't even see what's going on there in the corner.
We're about the 10-yard line, 700 floors up. The far end zone is just a rumor, so we make the stuff up half the time.
Be sure to tune into TSN 1050 to hear Hoagie and Ben Grant with the game and the pregame show. Also, August the 13th, we are finally back at home. We got Hamilton this week, Touchdown Atlantic the following week, then Calgary, then back at BMO Field, so we can't wait to see you guys. Hopefully this team is I don't want to mention. Maybe we'll say, maybe still undefeated, but hey, who knows? But we can't wait to see you guys on August the 13th. But as for now, Friday night in the Hammer, Argos, Ticats, it all goes down 7:30. Can't wait for this one. It's going to be a wild one.